How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the successful ICE raids on 7 different Mississippi food processing centers that netted the arrest of 680 illegal aliens. Now, when I first heard that, I'm like, okay, we got the ball rolling. We're getting some of these illegals out of the country and also lock up whoever is employing them if they knew that they were illegal, which can be kind of hard to prove. But anyway, lock everybody up. Let's get the whole ball rolling. I woke up this morning, however, and I'm watching Fox News, and I think his name is Brandon Judd. He's talking about how nearly half of them have been released. I'm like, what is going on here? Why have they been released? You know, you're getting caught red-handed committed a crime. I mean, you're here illegally, number one, and number two, you are getting paid probably under the table. You don't have a legitimate way to be able to pay taxes or anything like that. Now, some would say illegals pay taxes. Okay, whatever. You're talking about sales tax. That don't really count. I'm talking about federal income tax, state income tax, real taxes. And they could be getting welfare benefits also, but that's a different story. And for now, I digress. You have 680 illegal aliens arrested, almost 300 who have been released. Now, 30 of them have been released on humanitarian grounds only. I'm not really sure what that means. Maybe they're sick or old or whatever the case. I don't know. But 270 have been released because they got kids at home. This go back to the whole thing about family separation. All right. So let me get this straight. I just want to know for my own sake. So in the future, if I ever get jammed up, I can understand what's really going on. If you are here illegally and you get caught red-handed, being illegal, probably working illegally, getting paid under the table, you can get let go as long as you got kids. That's the magic ticket right now. So I just want to understand that for my own sake. Now, they do have a court date to return to for, the immigration hearing. And I think they may have gotten ankle monitors. But, I mean, come on. That is how a lot of illegals are here, and we don't know where they are to begin with. They come to the border, and they say, okay, I have family in Minnesota. I got family in Miami. I got family in Mississippi, whatever. So they get sent to that particular place. And then there's an order that says, okay, you have to report to court to see what's really going on with your immigration at a certain point. They never show up, and they get lost in the interior of the nation. It'd be the same thing here. What's to prevent them from just cutting their ankle monitor off if they have one and disappearing, going into the next place where they're able to work or gangbang or live off of the federal government or all of the above? Okay. And personally, I'm offended by this. You got these people on the left, some on the right, mostly on the left, talking about, look at the little girl crying on TV and she's gonna have to go through this. Her dad didn't do anything wrong. What do you mean her dad didn't do anything wrong? Her dad came across the border illegally, worked illegally. So if he gets jammed up, then that's on them. You can't blame anybody else because he committed a crime. He knowingly did a wrong thing. It's like if that same dad goes and breaks into somebody's house and he gets caught red-handed, gets locked up, but you're going to be like, oh, let him go home because his daughter's at daycare, his daughter's by herself, and ain't nobody there to pick her up. Hey, man, that's what happens when you are committing crime. Nobody makes this argument when it comes to Americans. You got American women right now giving birth in the penitentiary. Okay. And then when the baby is born, 24 hours later, it's snatched from the mother. You can't raise no baby in the penitentiary. It's going to be gone. You will be separated from your family. That's just kind of how that goes in America. These illegals are wanting special treatment. I'm all for giving everybody the same treatment. That's what I'm all about. It shouldn't be a race-based thing. That's why I talked about the whole thing with the guy and the horse in a previous video. It's like, come on, you can't just change the rules because you have 2 white mounted officers and 1 black person that was arrested. You can't change the rules. If the department policy is, if you are on mounted patrol and somebody is arrested, there's no squad car or whatever in the area, you handcuff them, tie a little rope to their handcuffs, and lead them on a horse that way. It shouldn't matter if you black, white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe. Let's have the same rules be applied to everybody equally, not to certain groups of people specially. Okay, that's not how it's supposed to be. You can't say, oh, because I'm here illegally and I'm working to take care of my family by doing something illegal, then I shouldn't be locked up, or I should be given special treatment. I should be released and allowed to go home and still do whatever I want to do, go back to work and still do what I'm doing. Think about it like this. What if you got a dope house, right? A meth house, crack house, whatever the case may be, where the actual drugs are being created. Now, if the police run in there, tell everybody get down, they tie out the mama, the kids, the grandma, the auntie, the dad, and all the adults get arrested, who's going to cry for the child that's left behind? Okay, is it going to be a big clamor to say, hey, let that meth dealer, let that crack dealer, let that heroin dealer out of the penitentiary, let them go back to selling their drugs right around their kids? Nobody's going to say that. Even if it were not for the danger involved of having kids in that kind of environment, nobody's going to say that you should be let back to your house after you get caught committing the crime. It's so simple. This is really crazy. You got almost 300 of the 680 people that were arrested being released. Not a fan at all. Family separation. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. American citizens don't have that kind of right, that kind of privilege. We're not privy to that kind of treatment. So illegal aliens should not be either. Build that wall, build it tall, because I'm pretty much done with hearing these stories. I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear about another facility getting raided, people getting released, and, you know, all kind of treatment given to these individuals. You know, they got these camps on the border better than some of the project buildings in America people pay for. Like, it's the craziest thing. American citizens are paying for some of these project houses or project type living in America, but illegal aliens get to come to the border for free, living in these areas that are sometimes better than projects for free, then get a plane ticket to wherever they want in the country. They get to work under the table and send money back to the country of origin, plus get welfare. It's not fair. The Democrats talk about, oh, you got to have $15 an hour minimum wage. If we don't get paid $15 an hour, it's inhumane. How much are those that are here illegally getting paid to work in the food processing plant? You tell me. I just want to know that. I want to know if they're getting paid $15 an hour, if they're getting paid a federal minimum wage. It's funny how all of a sudden the wage argument seems to just evaporate when it comes to illegal aliens from the left. They'll say, Americans, you got to get paid $15 an hour. And if you can't get a job and an illegal has it getting paid $4 an hour, oh, well, we ain't going to talk about that. We're going to totally avoid that subject. They are double-minded, and it's just insane. Let's put an end to all this right now. Build that wall. Anybody that is here illegally, you got to go. I don't care if you got a whole basketball team and a bench, a football team and practice squad full of kids. You got to go ASAP. So that's pretty much all I got. What say you? Do you think that it was correct for 300 of the 680 people that were arrested in the ICE raids on 7 different food processing plants to be released to, quote unquote, come back at a later date for a court hearing on their immigration? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or do you think I'm correct? It's not right. Most of them are going to vanish. They're going to go somewhere else, and they're going to keep on doing the same thing. Imagine if Americans were given that same type of treatment. Okay, you get caught drunk driving, you get caught shooting heroin or selling heroin or whatever, and because you got kids at home, they let you go back to your kids and keep shooting heroin, driving drunk, or whatever you want to do. It's not fair. If we're going to have humane conditions in America, let's have all Americans be treated the same, from local governments and federal governments. That's how it should be. It shouldn't be any kind of special treatment. That's how things were back before civil rights in some places with the Jim Crow law. Whites treated that way, blacks treated that way. Let's have everybody be treated the same. I don't care if it's about consequences for law. Whatever it is, be equal, not different. We don't want to go back. We're trying to truly progress forward. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.